Hi everyone, I'm a business psychologist. I have been for 26 years now. And so I don't know if you're familiar with our species, but we're passionate about people, why people do what they do, and feelings and emotions and behaviors. So the study of people, but the business side is what I thrive on at work. We're at work more hours than we're at home if you eliminate the hours we're sleeping. And if you're in the right job, using your talents, doing the right things, then usually you have performance, success, happiness, and energy. And I find it's fundamental to share with people tips and tricks. And today, you're going to get psychologist tricks here. Why are people resisting when you're trying to get them to move and change and act? Why don't they always, jump up and down and hug you when you're announcing change? I'm going to share with you what's going on here and here, because there's two different things going on. So you can interrupt me anytime. I'm here for you. Challenge me, ask me questions, feel right at home. Since you've been sitting for at least 2-3 minutes, and some of you are still standing. The ones in the back kneel. No, I'm kidding. Everyone stand up, please. I want you to cross your arms exactly like the gentleman here on my PowerPoint. And what I want you to notice, you're waiting in line. You're at the bank. No, we don't wait in line at the bank. You're at Costco. And you know when they change the tape and they call for the manager right at, yeah. And so look down and tell me, well don't tell me, I'm going to ask you, is the hand that's on top, is it the left that you're looking at or is it the right? I'm very curious. So I'm going to look down. Mine is left. People like me, left hand. Can you raise your left hand? I want to see how many of you. You know left hand is connected to right brain. Right brain, you know, creative, dynamic, innovative, feelings, passion, drive. You know, right? Now the others want to know, what about us? Left brain, logic, language, math, structure, order. I'm just kidding here. Your hand, you crossing your arms has nothing to do with your brain. What I'm trying to do, I like it though, because engineers, yeah. Change arms. That's the thing. I'm getting to my point. Change arms. I see you. She just went right back. And look down. Is it the other arms, please? Be honest. Is it?
Yes.
Okay. How do you feel? Uncomfortable. That's the #1 reaction. Is it better or worse? It's the same thing. But uncomfortable. We don't have time because I have 20 minutes, but usually what I do is I keep talking, and in a few minutes, you're not even going to notice. You're going to have to trust me. You're going to be back to this. I swear. Never fails. Why? Because we go back to our comfort zone. You can sit or stand. I like it. It's like a standing ovation. I need you to know that it is not being narrow-minded or closed-minded when people try to go back to their habits. We are creatures of habits, and we know what we know. And it's very funny because sometimes we are suggesting very often improvements, and for some reason it's easier to work with something that doesn't work so well because we figured it out, we have our workarounds, than to learn something completely new that is in theory better. We get that here. But today I don't have time for that new thing. So I'm going to use my old way. And so when you are a project manager and you're trying to implement change, you're going to be asking for people to use new tools, new forms, new behaviors, new relationships. And And a lot of the time, they're going to go back to the old way. And you're going to notice, you say, why aren't you using the new system, the new tool, the new... And they always have this fabulous excuse. It's very cute. They'll, oh, no, it's just for today because it was, yeah. They have this beautiful story, and we believe them. So we go, okay, I'm here to tell you today, ding-a-ling-a-ling, if someone is using the old way, they need you because they are resisting. They don't know, you don't know, now you know. To go back to our old habits, it means that there's something that's bugging them about the new thing, that's worrying them, that's frustrating them, that the fear of the unknown. So as a change leader, as soon as you see someone using the old way, even if they have a brilliant excuse, it was 2 minutes to 5 and I couldn't find the new farm, and so they need your help. They need your ears. They need you to help them learn it or buy in. So I want you to remember that. Oh my, I forgot I had music here. It's good though. Yeah, it's Michael Jackson. We can put it down. It was just to make sure you didn't fall asleep because of the time. I know you know, and you know I know, that there are many reactions to change. And I try to summarize the main reactions here. When someone tells us something's going to change, especially at work, we can get upset, we can get excited, we can be indifferent. Yeah, had 6 bosses in 10 years, what's this? We can be sarcastic, we could be afraid, we could be nervous, stressed, all of the emotions. And what's interesting is, we can be different emotions at the exact same time, and we often are. So it's not, oh, this person is negative and this person is... At the same time, I could be excited and stressed. I could be relieved but skeptical. So I need you to know that you have to play the role of a psychologist when you're in change management. You have to observe the mixed emotions so that you can be a facilitator. You can be a guide, a trainer, a pair of ears. And if you hear, ah, yay, it doesn't mean that they're not nervous. So don't just take someone's reaction or first response as gold. You need to stay alert all the time. I remember when I was helping a client of mine implement new cash registers, 250 stores across North America. The old cash registers were garbage. So they say to me, this was cute, this should be easy because everyone wants the new cash registers. Yes. And I went, that's never easy. Because you want change here, we get that change is evolution and improvement and it's good, we get it. Very rarely do humans not agree with change in principle. If it's a beneficial change, I mean, usually most change is supposed to be positive, but it's here that we get the butterflies and the knots and the problems. It's more visceral. So just to give you an example with these cash registers, they had the kickoff meeting and I was there. And the manager was showing the new cash register and it was touchscreen. And they used to have this kind of a cash with the drawer. So someone goes, oh no, what? That's disgusting. What? The screen's going to get all dirty, and I don't know if you picked your nose and then I'm after you at the break. I don't know. And the manager thought that's the stupidest thing I ever heard. And you saw it in the face. You went, what do you mean? Because we all know there's nothing dirtier than money. And hotel beds. Sorry, people at the Hyatt. Sorry. The 2 dirtiest things. So the screen, it seemed like it was silly reaction. I'm here to tell you there's no silly reaction, because the better response, instead of saying, well, everything's dirty, I mean, hello, welcome to 2015, she answered with sarcasm, terrible reaction. You would say, well, what do you suggest? Well, I wouldn't mind having a little bottle of Perel or a little Whitey next to the cash. Fine, we'll go to the dollar store, and if that's, going to help you have that, not that guy, the happy one there, then that's, and she's right, those screens are probably really disgusting. It's just that we don't have the same tolerance to, to bacteria or the same. But then here's where the magic happened, because I jumped in and I said, what would you suggest? And she said, little white peas. I said, yeah, we'll look into that. It makes sense. We all want to work with clean, clean space. It's our home away from home. And then she went, but the touch screen, I'm not very techno. How difficult is this? How complicated is it? And this is about, to be honest with you, 3 years ago, she goes, I don't even have a cell phone yet. And really the concern was probably not the dirty screen. It was, am I going to be able to learn this? Am I going to keep my job? So under that first reaction, that's sometimes a little, there might be someone who has a bigger concern. And if you don't address the first comment, then you're not going to get to the underlying cause. So you need to know that there are multiple reactions at the same time, and you have multiple people. So you have to be very, very alert and listen to every comment. And we learned a few minutes ago that 93% of our message is nonverbal. So you check the arms, you check the face, you check the eyes, you check it all. And as soon as you feel that someone might have an issue, I call it the coffee talk, let's have a coffee. And you try to figure it out, because you're there to be a facilitator. Because without people, you all know that when you're planning a change on paper, it always works. And in real life, double the time, double the budget. That's the stats. What was the difference? The biggest variable was the people side. It was not the techno. It was not the hard data. That people didn't buy in. They didn't learn. They didn't. So that's the key. Now, if we look at phases that people go through, typically, first, when we announce a change, people are skeptical. We've heard that before. It's the flavor of the month. It's not going to happen. It's going to get canceled. There's a lot of skepticism. And skepticism sounds negative, right? Like, why are you being negative? It's not negative. Actually, I'm here to tell you it's brilliant. You want to know why? Anyone? Yeah? You? How many times in our lives have we gotten worried about something and then it didn't happen? It's called shortcuts. Our brain learns. And we don't want to waste energy, say, oh my God, we're going to change. I remember at my office, we were supposed to move. So we announced, we're moving. Everyone's like, oh, where are we moving? The bus, the kids, the cafeteria. Oh, no, we're not moving. And then we said, oh yeah, we're moving. We did it with the story, Cry Wolf? So by the third time, okay guys, we're really, really moving. They were, oh yeah, you have anything else? I got a busy day here. Preserving energy. Then I pulled out the plans. And then they got upset. So being skeptical is not even resistance, it's preservation of energy. Why worry about something just based on a conversation or a rumor or I'm going to worry about it. Remember the expression, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it? Once you have proof, you show them that this is not just blah blah, then they get upset. And this is good because they're not indifferent. Resistance, I'm going to give you the simple definition. Resistance is equal to concerns. Is it normal for me as a human, when someone tells me my job is going to change, to be concerned? If I'm not concerned, that concerns me. Right? So whether you're changing, I help to implement ERP, you're changing the whole job when you're implementing. The guy who said, it's not going to change much in my life, ooh, I got to talk to him. The one who's concerned, I don't want to be pessimistic, but ERP, SAP, you've been through it, you've heard of it, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of patience. So someone who's going, I'm not worried, I want to have coffee with you. The one who's worried, at least they are realistic. What I want to do as a change leader is to get your list of concerns. Because if I get the list, then I can address them with you. We can figure things out together. We're a team. We all want it to work. But if I don't get your concerns, you know what happens? I'm going to tell you a secret. Another one. I have lots of secrets. And I only have 5 minutes. After your meeting, let's say you're a project manager, you're announcing a change, or you're doing an update. After the meeting, you leave and there's another meeting. And that's the real meeting and you're not invited. Always happens. Washrooms, hallways, cafeteria, parking lot, you name it, you're not there. And that's when they're talking about the real stuff. Oh, they're going to do this, and we don't have enough resources, and are they crazy, and the timing is up, and you're not there. How can you address concerns if you're not privy to them? Your job is to be a great listener and say, you have a concern? That's great. I want to hear them. And you start, pull out the flip chart and get all the concerns. The best way to do that is this guy. Hold on. The critical guy. In every group, 10 people, there's 2 of these guys. They're your new best friend. You know the ones that are never happy? They're your new best friends in change management. Why? Because they always say why things won't work. And that's what you want. You want the list of potential obstacles. So they go, well, that won't work because we tried in 92 and you know what happened, and then the machine, and then the guy, and then you have the list. They're giving you the list. It's amazing. And you know what? While they're complaining, these other 3 groups in their head are going, yeah, but they don't have to complain because we have a complainer. So you think that there's 1 or 2 that are not happy and that are resisting, but these 3 are also resisting. The one who's not saying anything doesn't mean because I didn't say anything that I'm happy and I'm stress-free. I got a hamster going in there. The one who's going, hey, all right, maybe in his head saying, he's a people pleaser. He's saying what you want to hear, but after the meeting, he's saying, oh, is it going to work? Or else he's naive. Either way, I'm worried in a good way. And this confused guy, I love the confused guy. My son is 17. He is an expert. Well, I had homework today. Oh my, I forgot the book. They're resisting. As long as I'm confused, I don't have to do it. What time is it? Oh, we're like, yeah, I know, the time change. Confusion is a strategy. Kids are masters at it, and some adults are big kids. What form? Oh, you wanted me to do that? Oh, I thought the meeting was I missed. That's a resistance strategy. Do they know? No. But now you know. So someone who's confused, you go have a coffee. Someone who's over-optimistic, you go have a coffee. The one who didn't say a word, you're going to be having so much coffee. Alternate with water, tea, so you're not caffeinated. And this critical guy, you're going to be so happy for his complaints. You're going to say, oh, that's a good point. It's like, well, you're talking to me? Because no one ever listens to them anymore because they're complainers. But now you're listening. So now you got everyone on your side because you got the concerns and you got those one-on-one talks. to really understand with each person, what are they worried about? I told you 20% of people are resistors. You got 30 that are early adopters, that are usually, I don't want to sound like I'm stereotyping, but I'm stereotyping. They're often younger because they're more used to change back to back. And then you got those 50. Yeah, we'll wait and see. Those neutral ones that you want to influence fast because you see how the numbers could tip. You don't want those 20 to get the 50, and now you have 70% that are, that are negative. You gotta address concerns, but you always have to focus on solutions. Yes, you have a complaint, let's find a solution. Yes, you're concerned, let's find a solution. Can we have a solution for everything? Absolutely not. But can we be solution-oriented? Of course. That's the technique you're going to use. Get the concerns, brainstorm solutions. What we can handle, what we can solve, we will. And you know what? You can't control what you can't control, and you can't always be happy. So we'll keep it real. Listen, listen, listen. Coffee, coffee, coffee. When you're a change leader, I'm going to give you another secret. You should be talking way less than them. You present the key points and then you get the info. It's not a sales pitch, because then you're going to be seen as pushy. You're going to be seen as puppets. You're going to be seen as, you got to give the key info and then get their reactions. So if I do a half-hour meeting in change management and project updates, kickoff, 25 minutes I'm listening to them. 5 minutes I'm talking. It's not a presentation. That's the key. Because if you're talking, you ain't listening. Once you listen to the concerns, now we're exploring solutions. Once we explore solutions, now we're getting excited, genuinely excited. And then everyone hugs. You're at the top of the mountain. We made it. We changed. And you know what happens? There's another change. Welcome to 2015, right? I have a 1-minute video to finish.
You know, if you're a football coach or any coach in any business, you've got to be consistent. You've got to believe in what you're doing. You know, some people get too rigid. I think you got to be flexible. I think that's the key to success. You have a game plan going into a football game. Here's what we're going to do. Oh, we get out there. Oh, the other team's not cooperating. They're not doing what we thought they would do. They're doing something different. How do you adjust? Are you flexible enough to adjust? Do you understand that if you keep doing the same thing, you'll have no success? I think that's one of the great things in coaching, to be able to adjust, to be flexible enough to say, hey, my preparation was great, but it's not going to work today. I got to do something else. When you can do that as a coach, I think that's when you really become a success. Be flexible. Make adjustments. Everything in life is not rigid, because if it's rigid, it'll break. If it's flexible, it'll bend. And that's what you have to do sometimes. You have to bend, don't break.
Love this guy. I don't know him. For those of you who are curious, I have a bunch of books I love to read on LinkedIn. If you want to connect with me, I post every day the top 5 things to do and the top 5 things not to do, and it'll be my pleasure to see you there. Here are my coordinates. I'm here for a few minutes for questions as a group, one-on-one. I have a bit of info on me. I'll go back to the bar with you if you buy me a... No, I'm not allowed to say that. I have a coupon for a drink. I'm okay. Anyone have any questions before we run out and eat and drink? Not all of you? Yes. Yes? Yes.
Can we just go back to the 4 figures of the...
Yes, we can. Skepticism, resistance, exploration, and commitment. Once you're committed, you now believe that this is a great thing and you wouldn't go back. You know, sometimes at first, like, this change, and then you're like, oh my God, I'm so happy we did it, I wouldn't go back. So you have people who get to commitment before the others, and they become your mini ambassadors, because you can't do all of this alone. You'll be having way too much coffee. So your mini ambassadors, you're going to send them to do coffee talks. Yes?
Would you use those critical people to become your ambassadors? Or
Absolutely. The minute you get them involved in solutions, and then you go, I even talked to Roger, and they're like, oh, Roger agrees, and then all those 50, the neutrals, they jump in. So I would use my critical people and my early adopters, and now I have two kinds of ambassadors. Now I'm doing energy management, right? Yes?
so how do you what are some techniques you use to differentiate the early adopters from people who are optimism, some people to the boss?
Right. Well, what I do is I always alternate group meetings and one-on-ones, because in group meetings you have the advantage of the creativity and all of that. But one-on-ones, you get to real stuff. So that's where I'm going to see one-on-one. Is this guy just a people pleaser, or is he naive? And the number one way I test it is I ask, like, do you see any let's say the cash register story. I'd say, do you see any potential problems with this implementation? This was in airports. So you have a new cash that you're not familiar with. The guy has a plane to catch. You know how we get in airports. We're not the nicest. Well, if that person does not see that the learning curve could be stressful, now we have someone naive. But if they say, well, yeah, I can see that it could be stressful in the first few weeks, and then we have the people pleaser. Now I have my categories and I know how to help you. If you're naive, I have to do a wake up. It's not going to be fun the whole time, but thank you for your enthusiasm. If you're just being polite, then I respect that. You know, I try to make you comfortable moving forward to share your concerns. So everything is good for me. I'm a psychologist. We have it's called positive psychology. There's none of these guys that are bad guys. Skepticism, it's good, it's smart. Criticism, it's good, it's real. Optimism, it's good, it's energy. For me, everyone goes to work and we want to do well. It's Maslow. Yeah, we want the paycheck, but you know what? We want to make a difference. So if I'm being a pain in the neck, I have a problem. And if you don't help me, then I'll be a problem. I refuse. I got a request recently. Someone said, can you give the session? I give 21 different training sessions. Can you give managing difficult employees? No. The problem is the leader, not the employee. If you have a difficult employee, then I want to talk to the leader. I don't believe in difficult people. Wrong person, wrong job, wrong fit? Yeah, let's figure it out. Difficult employees? No, I won't touch that. In the back, anything? No? Yeah?
Well, it's more of a comment that negative people, when they give you what, if you approach them in the right way, it will give you a lot of times, it will give you the best solution.
Absolutely.
Not only what things go wrong, but what you have to do to make it right.
Yeah, because often they're really smart, and I don't call them negative people, I call them critical people. Very important. So in a team, I'll say, you're my critical guy, you're my eye of the tiger, you see everything that won't work, you're smart, you have experience, I need you. And I do the Jerry Maguire, help me help you speech. Have you seen it, or you're too young? You know Tom Cruise? So I do the help me help you. Instead of coming in, change leader, I have good news, and I'm like, oh my God, this is not going to be easy, I really need you guys. What are the obstacles? And I get all the concerns out right at the beginning. Forget about the benefits. I'll talk about the benefits after. Because if I'm talking benefits and in your mind you're going, oh shit, oops, I said that, Sorry. I'm going, oh my God, OMG. Then you're not even listening to my benefits. Flip it around. Let's get the concerns out of the way, and then we'll talk about the potential benefits. Reverse psychology. Yes?
And how would you
some advice on the person who's managing those employees, the team, to keep staying in order to do a good job?
Why would they leave, you think?
No, I'm talking about the manager, the person who's coming with change.
Yeah.
How to keep sane.
How to keep sane?
Yes.
Sane, Leah.
Yes.
Laugh a lot, drink a lot. No, I think it's all about, seriously, are any of you medical doctors? I always tell myself, no lives are in danger. Like, we're changing a computer system. We're changing so keep it light. I use sense of humor. I use open-mindedness, respect, and you don't leave work traumatized and you don't traumatize others. So I think it's keep it light, keep it positive, keep it real. I tell people every time we go through change, it's not going to be easy. Change equals stress. I'm telling you, I'm not here to play games with you. Change is stressful. Humans, we love change and we hate change. It's a paradox. It takes a lot of energy to learn it, to get used to it, to feel comfortable, to feel competent, especially when someone else decides for us. Even if it's the best idea on the planet, I usually don't like it because I didn't come up with it. It's a human thing. We don't like being told what to do, especially in my job. That's my bubble. Who the heck decided we were going to change something and they didn't even consult me? Excuse me? So I'm already insulted. I don't even know your idea yet. And all of this is normal. Now that you know it's normal, you're going to think it's funny. The next time someone's going to complain, you say, oh, you're my guy. And it's not going to be stressful anymore, right? You good? You're inspired? You're equipped? You're going to do great? Okay. Go in peace.
So thank you very much, and thank you to all of you. Ms. Kelada will join you in the other room where the cocktail hour will start.
Wow.
So not much coffee at this time, but discuss all
That's
the
it,
issues
sweetie. I got my tea.
around a drink or two. As we need to empty this room, we invite you to go over there where she will be for further questions.
Yes,
Thank you.
my pleasure.